Hi, hi, yeah. Oh, hi, Claire. Hi, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? So I'm going to talk about Usman and Kimberly. So, anyone's been watching 90 Day Fiancé? 90 Day Fiancé is a very interesting program. It's a very interesting program. Why I say it's an interesting program? Because it just shows you the lengths women will go through just to be loved, just to have somebody, just to have that comfort, just to have that man in their life, that one true so-called man. Yeah, hi Claire. So this is Usman. He's from Nigeria. His name, apparently, he's kind of a star in Nigeria. Soldier boy, he goes by. And the lady next door to him, which I'll show you, is Kimberly. So Kimberly, sorry, Usman was has had a relationship with an older woman before who's come over to Nigeria, wherever he was, and it didn't work out. They got divorced, etc., etc. Anyway, right. So if you know the story, you know the story. Innit? Right. So Kimberly now, he met her the same way online. They met up in Tanzania, I think it is Tanzania. At first his friends wasn't feeling her. Why? They wasn't feeling her because what happened previously with the other woman. Because the other woman, she was very controlling. She was older than him as well. It even took ages for the family to even like accept her. Because in Nigerian families, if they don't accept you, you have a big problem. On top of that, Usman is Muslim, so he's like the Hausa. He's the Hausa side of Nigeria. where the women are very traditional. They cook, clean, bottle wash. They are very traditional. On top of that, Usman, in his traditions, he's allowed to take on many wives. So there was a lot of problems with the previous wife. She wasn't one. Okay, I'm not saying that when you're older you can't be attractive, because you can, right? You can. Okay. There was, I mean, because it's another Nigerian man who also went out with another American lady also, and that didn't work out as well. Right? She literally, I don't know what happened. She had problems with their traditions on a wide range of basis. So so basically there is issues, because if you're going into these relationships with these men from Nigeria, like I keep saying, you need to do your research. You need to have an understanding of their traditions. You need to be around the people, right? If you're not around the people, right, you cannot westernize a man who come from that tradition. Okay. Now, Usman, hi, Claire, hi, Jada Emperor. Now, Usman, now he seems like he is very flexible. I will say he's not a traditional Islamic man per se, so he's able to go and date outside his race, etc., etc. So, like I said, this is the second time he's been on 90 Day Fiancé. But underneath it all, right, they were saying that he was seeing another woman before Kimberly. She's a black, I think it's a Nigerian lady. But because he wanted, as you call, the clout, and he liked to stay in the loop or be relevant, he decided to go back onto 90 Day Fiance, right? And plus, he keeps his name relevant, because he's called Soldier Boy, yeah. And like I said, he's a musician. So, anyways, let me get to the story because I don't want to lose my train of thought now. Anyway, so she gets to Tanzania. Oh, see, well, that always happens, isn't it? She gets to Tanzania. I'll put up the comments. So let me just get to the trailer talk here now. Right, she gets to Tanzania, right, and his friends was saying, "So are you? So what are you? The friend? What are you? What are you? What are you? The lover? What are you?" So they're trying to find out exactly where she is on the spectrum, innit? So they can know how to behave with her. But she's actually a super fan. She's basically a super fan of him, right? So Usman calls him down and says, he goes, stop it, stop it, stop it, or something like that. Anyway, so as it continues on, right, he stayed with his friends, I think, and because they're doing videos down in Tanzania for his music, he was around them, and she's trying to work with what's going on, which is all well and good and everything. Anyways, let's come up to the present time because I can't remember in the in between part. Right. Anyway, she gets him to the room and she gives him a PlayStation. So basically, she's trying to buy his love. He is seen as, I can't remember the word now, the word for it. She's trying to buy his love. Yeah. So she bought him a PlayStation. I don't know what make it is. I don't know. So he says, "Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you." So she thought that night he was going to stay in the room with her and sleep with her, but he didn't. He says, "No, I'm going back to the room." She says, "Why? Why? Why?" He says, "No, I'm going back to the room." Anyway, it continues. I think until he does a video, and then there's another one where he goes to the room and he doesn't sleep with her. He puts a mountain between them. He puts like a a border between them. So he's saying to her, right, you can't, I'm not going to sleep with you like that because I don't want to. So 90 Day Fiance people the production team was saying, but you did that with the previous lady, Lisa. And he said, oh, well, it's different, it's different, it's different. Anyways, so anyway, he's right. The next morning they get up and she says, oh, but you didn't do nothing to me. You didn't, you didn't do this. And he says, well, You know, like it ain't like that, right? Anyway, we come up to the present day now, and so I think because she's one of those mothers who likes, like sometimes, right, you like to know that your children would accept the person in it. So because her son and her been through divorce and all that stuff with the previous man, the son is not like, well, I'm not too sure about this man. I'm not too sure about him. Hold on, this lad, the child here. What's up? Because there's no, nothing. Okay. There's beans in it in the rice. Yeah, we have. You can take the cup and you can take it out. Anyway, so we'll bring it. I'll take it out. That so. Yes. Have some drink. You want a drink? Hold on, let me get the drink for the child. I want the orange juice. This one? Yeah. You sure? Sure. Yeah. You're not easy. Oh, yeah. Oh. Thank you. Why you put the button in there? You put it in the wrong place. It goes in here. Oh, yeah, I can see. You put it in the wrong place. Okay, we'll take it out later. Here. Don't spill it now. I'm coming for you, okay? Sorry. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So anyway, the child was saying that how he didn't approve of the man. So he said what was I yeah. So Usman and her son, I think he's older than her son. He's not that much older than her son. So Usman started going into one, I'm not bowing down to my junior. Now, to me, that's a red flag. Right there, that's a red flag. Because if a man, there's a West Indian saying, if you can't take the cow, what's it? The bull with the cows, I can't remember how the saying goes, right? Because most men, they accept the children, the women and the children, right? Now if you're not even reached America, touched American soil yet, because I know that's his agenda to get to America. At one point, I think it's a green card. I can't remember what card they get. It's a green card or something. And you're already saying this about the woman's son. Now, that right there, now, I mean, fair enough, she's hundreds of miles, but she can afford to literally not be, she can just say, fair enough, whatever, innit? And just carry on like it's a holiday, innit? Because I would if I had the money. But she was breaking down, crying, all tearing up and all this stuff. And I'm like, but the man already indicated to you from the start. I think she's coming back again. He already indicated to you from the start where you stand with him already. It doesn't taste right. It doesn't taste right. You want the other orange juice, that's fine. I'm pouring this one out. Have this one. It's this one. You don't like that juice? Why don't you like the diluted one? It's that the diluted one is so bad. The taste so not. It tastes so not nice. Okay, have this one. Yeah. No, there you go. No, that have to defrost. You put it in the freezer. That's defrost now. Right. Go on, coming back. I'm coming to you. So, yeah. So, basically, she's there tying up her saying, oh, Now, if I was her, I would just scrap the whole idea. Enjoy the holiday in Tanzania. Because Tanzania, there is a lot to see. And as a tourist, I'm sure she can see a lot. Wasting time and stuff because she's a big, hot old lady. She's in her full. I don't know. She's a big woman. these online relationships, yeah, they're nice and everything, but when you meet a person face to face now, it's a whole different saga, because you have to feel out what they're like, you have to know who they are, right? And even though this 90 Day Fiance is a, what's he call it, a series of dating do's and don'ts, I will say, because that's what 90 Day, I think. Mommy? Yes. I'm closing the door. Mummy. Right. Yeah. So it's dating do's and don'ts. Like what to see when when you're going out with somebody, especially from another country. You're supposed to do your research. You're supposed to talk a little bit of their language to a certain extent. This lady setting herself up for a big fall. She's put all her eggs in one basket and all that. She had a divorce how long back, and now she is with a younger man, which is all good when you're with a younger man. It's obviously right, like, right. Obviously, they can do what they can do, and whatever the case may be. But I think she needs to really, really look at her situation and consider what is going on. Because if he's already going on like this already, and he hasn't even reached America yet, you haven't even started the K1 visa situation yet, and he's doing all this. If I was her, I would just enjoy my holiday in Tanzania, call it George, and say laters, right? I mean, fair enough, it'll be hard, obviously, because you formed a kind of a bond with the person, attachment. But I think you just have to come to a conclusion, review your life, and think to yourself, why? and just, and just like, and just step back. You know what I mean? Because she's really in at it too much. Anyway, let me just see what you lot saying. Okay, clear. Such a shame. Waste of loneliness can do it. Was hard to watch her beg. Yeah, so you see her begging. She was begging the man. Oh, come sleep with me. Oh, what the hell? Honestly, it's sad. Okay. Loneliness is the biggest killer in the West. Yeah, it is. It is. It is. It is very much so. Yeah, for in Islam. Oh yeah, that's the part. Yeah, because in Nigeria, he is there. I just said what there was now, what he is. But yeah, he is a practicing Muslim. He is definitely that. Hi, Jaded Emperor and Claire. Yeah, he is a practicing one, but he's one of those ones who can take off the apparels and stuff like that. He probably doesn't do the prayers and all that because like he's round, Western ideals. That's what I think it is as well. Uh Practicing, there are many of us. Yeah, I know there's a lot of practicing Muslims. I met a lot of practicing Muslims. I met Gambian Muslims as well. Um If he would drop net, be singing non-Muslim songs. Yeah, he sings a lot of non-Muslim songs. Boy, it's tough out there in the new day. Oh, tell me about it, Jay. There's something else. It's completely crazy because I watched 90 Day Fiance when Mohammed and Nicole, I think her name was. Mohammed wouldn't even hold her hand or nothing, right? I think there's another girl who went to Morocco. She didn't want to follow Moroccan ideals. I mean, the boy was really trying with her. He was really, really trying with her, and she was really getting on his nerves. Um, Her mother was quite concerned because she has a daughter, and there was a lot going on there, but there's been quite a few Muslim ones coming on there. Like now, there's one called Memphis and Hamas. Hamas, I think his name is Hamas, and he disobeyed his mother. He disobeyed his mother. She went to Morocco, and the mum said, you cannot have sex in my house, or like she gave the rules, she gave the template to the rules, like this is what you do, this is what you don't do. Anyway, the next morning, I think she must have Hamas overslept in Memphis's bedroom. So the mum was looking for him, looking for him, looking for him. And so then I think the mum happened to go to where Memphis was now. Hamas was in the room, in it, doing sexy time, as they call it, sexy time. So Memphis didn't know where to put herself, because she defiled the woman's, her beliefs and everything. You know what I mean? You just don't do that. Even in that situation, you could be itching little more. Basically, right? You can be right. Your business can itch little more. You can want scratch it little more. But like when you're in certain countries, I feel, especially places like Morocco, which is the strictest Muslim place, it's okay. It's okay, Claire. I have a little bit of that too. Right. The strictest Muslim place, from what I gather, right? They are very they're this. I mean, they're not as bad as the other places with the Sharia law, but there's a boundary to it. Like there's like I could give you. There's so much instances where women has gone to American women have gone to Islamic places. Like women don't be out in pubs; it's mostly men. And even over here, like the Somalians, like even in a Somalian restaurant, you will not see the women there. You'll see the men there, right? So traditionally, the women are normally at home or studying or doing what they're doing or whatever, and the men, they will meet up together and they will eat because they work and they're doing this and they're doing that. So traditionally, you will not see a bunch of Muslim women in a pub. That will not be heard of. um that's for when you're outside the culture, like you said, the rebel ones, the ones who's been cut off, the ones who's not working with whatever, or they defile their parents, and their parents have dishonor their parents, so their parents has dealt with them in that way. So these people that's gone over to these countries specifically looking for love, um, these these very serious Muslim countries where the smallest thing is a crime. You cannot show your nakedness as a woman. You have to be all covered up. You have to have the hijab on. The hijab has to be on at all most times. Even when you're married, the hijab has to be on. So for oh, the baby did that. I'll put it in the fridge. So basically, they defiled the culture in such a way. So even over here in UK, right, they used to have a thing where they were saying that how, like Hindu people, they don't talk English because they stay amongst themselves. So they don't understand it unless one of their children marry into that culture. I think I went on there, but it's okay. I think I got my point across in it. But anyways, yeah, people don't people don't realize how important culture can be. Yeah, it's very important. Okay, so to be a practicing Muslim, you have to be following all of the rules. His his Muslim not. He definitely not a practicing one. And if he was a fully practicing Muslim, he would not be doing this what he's doing. Yeah, exactly. But 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 it's the women he's choosing as well. The women that he's choosing is ones who's very Western minded. They're not gonna bend to for his culture. Then they're very set in their ways. I mean, the ages. Once a woman reaches a certain catchment in her life, and it's the same with men. Um, you're set in your ways. You're not gonna exactly be meeting people halfway. and I think it's vice versa for men. So I feel the ages that he's chosen. Let me see if I can get the one, because Lisa. Let's show Lisa. Even Lisa was an old woman, as you can see. They're all very quiet, old, big women. They're old women. They're not young women. Now, if he chose a young woman, I'll more say, okay, fair enough. At least, like, I can see he's trying to date different types or whatever. He's not, even someone from his own country, because at least the one from his own country, she'll be able to work with him more than these women. But you can't tell people how to live in this day and age, and you can't say, well, whatever. But let me see. I was trying to show Lisa. Oh, there she is. There's Lisa. See, Lisa is a big woman. There she like so. He's choosing sugar mamas. Basically, that's what he's doing. He's choosing sugar mamas, and most times, right? And it's a meal ticket. So, so what's going to happen is he'll reach to the west, then he'll probably dump her, and then he'll pick up one of his own. But women are not thinking like that. Yeah, it's a meal ticket. It is a meal ticket. He wants the sugar mama. Then then he can get off when it's his when he's yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's the strategy he's going for, you see. Because it's a certain type of looking woman that he's going for. So when they pay him now to come over, they go through the K1 visa, um, whatever they got to go through, he get here, and then it's like he's just it's just using and abusing both ways. Well, in her because these old women are obviously getting what they want from him, and he's getting what they want from them. But it's like a fetish in a way, because you know that some women have a fetish for black men. So he what he's doing, he's making himself look like one of that type of man who would, you give right, you throw the right money at him, you give him what he wants, and then he will kind of deal with it that way. Yeah, he's gonna find the culture class is an issue. But I feel Kim so desperate, she'll do anything for him, anything, honestly. And it's very sad to watch. I mean, I haven't really been paying attention to much of the others, but I find Usman very interesting because it's the choices he's making. He's a young man, right? I don't know how. Let me see how young Usman is. So Usman's young. Usman is a young man. Let me see how old he is. So they're saying Usman is 32. So he's fairly young. He's not 40 yet. So it's like, he, like, in his country, they'll be throwing their daughters at him, literally, you know. But he's prepared to go through all this process, all this long awaited thing, all this whatever, just to get to America. But there's so many other places that he can go. I mean, though they say America is the land of honey, milk and honey, but I feel what happens is in Nigeria, they don't know everything what's going on in America. Some of them don't know what's going on in America. They live in quite a shallow world. So their ideal of reaching the West by any means necessary, right? Necessary lengths. It doesn't matter the length, right? They will do it. So I feel this, like, him and Kimberly is not going to. end well, basically. I mean, either way, even if, right, probably it might end in Tanzania or it might end when they start doing the process. She already said she don't mind yeah, I heard that she don't mind second wives so he can have yeah, I heard that one. I heard when she said that Usman is trying to get to the States. Yeah, by any means necessary. By any means necessary. He's more or less set himself up as a gigolo. You can say that. Because that's exactly what is heading to be now. He's 32. Hi, Alexis. You alright? He's 32. He's still young and vibrant. I mean, at 30 something, I was still young and I was still with it, mate. Like, so I'm thinking to myself, right? Because in Nigeria, it's the same with the West Indian culture, right? Some women will throw their daughters at the man, literally. You know, oh, my daughter's a nice girl and da 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 da. Da. Right. I think it's the same thing in Nigeria. That's how they work. It's just that the men go out and seek women to be their wives. And if their mums, their mothers, their family don't approve, you're in shit creek because they will make your life miserable. The mother-in-law will make your life miserable, unbearable, especially if you can't have children. Because Nigerian traditional families, right, you have to be able to produce a grandchild. It doesn't matter whether it's a boy or a girl. You have to be able to produce children. Even in the Nollywoods, they explain it. So, to be honest, however this goes, this can go south or left. This can go left and it can be an utter disaster. So I dread to see what's going to happen in the next episode because I'm not really watching it through the TV because you know when you watch it through the TV you have to wait for certain days for it to come up and all this too. I watch it through the YouTube because I find it's more better, it's more interesting because the bits what they get is not the bits that you sometimes don't see on the actual program. So he is really heading for a disaster. And I don't even think he can see it coming. Or actually, shall I say she is heading for a disaster. She ain't going to see that one coming. Jaded Emperor singing to like just a gigolo and everywhere I go. Yeah, he is a gigolo. He is because the way how the woman buy him, she's trying to buy him. You know, she buy him because in her mind he come from a third world country. Maybe they don't get PlayStations. That I'm sure in Nigeria they can afford PlayStations, but it'll be a lot more because the naira is very high to the Western coin. So it won't be like what's probably 160 to us will be 900 naira, something like that. So they come with their Western brain to use on this man, and him also, because it goes both ways. There's not the women alone; it's him as well. So, um, if you ever get a chance to watch Lisa and Osman, right, Usman, right, you can watch Lisa and Osman, and you'll see the wedding, and you can see their faces. It looked like a funeral. It wasn't a happy time. So, and it ended up in divorce, right? None of his brothers accepted her. They pulled up with it because for the love they had for him. So any of these Western women he bring, they will tolerate them for about a little while, and then they will say what they got to say. Because one of his, I think, no, it wasn't him. It was Michael's mother or auntie spoke to Angela, and she told her straight, This is how the Nigerian traditional household is run. The women have to submit to the husband. It's not the other way around. You can't boss him around and tell him what to do and all this stuff and all that stuff. You have to submit to him because he's supposed to be. In their country, in their culture, he's the breadwinner. He's the one who brings the food. Though the women in Nigeria go out and they do market, necessarily some of them will be living in certain situations, right? Now, there is a star called Falake Bolo. Bolo, I think her name is. She plays Jennifer's Diary. Now, Falake, she's like a star, and she's bought a whole compound, made a whole compound where she could do her films. Now, her husband, you never see her husband really when she's doing her productions or whatever. You only see her husband sometimes when it's wedding, when it's their anniversary, or when she's getting something. That's how the traditions of the Nigerian traditions are. So even if you, a woman, is bringing in capital, the man, the man the man is out there doing his thing too. So their two monies form how much naira between them. So they're able to live a lavish lifestyle. So these women obviously haven't looked into the Nigerian traditions and ideals and the ideologies. And then, obviously, like black men are seen as fetish. Like I said, black men and black women are seen as fetish. So, or whatever, forbidden fruit, however you want to put it. So this is how he's getting used as well. So I repeat, it's both ways. It's not one way, it's not the other way, it's both ways. So, you know, I just thought I'd talk about it because I'll be watching this and I'll be like, wow, this is really extremely not good. This is not good. It's not good. She might as well just enjoy her holiday. Forget this man. This man is no good. Forget him. Um, go with someone your age, who's your speed, you know, a companion. So, because most women just need a companion. When you reach a certain age, you need a companion. You need someone who can understand you, probably kick you up the ass once in a while. You don't need somebody who's going to use you to go for a meal ticket, because that's what it is. What's going on with this situation? So, that's all I want to say on this one. I think I've got another one I've got to do anyway. But yeah, so that's all I'm going to say on this one. Um, so yeah, please comment and tell me what you think of this situation. Those who's watched 90 Day Fiancé. Okay. And I'm going to talk about the woman who have the husband. Is it a husband and two boyfriends? I think she has. I've never seen that in my life. Sorry. I'm a bit, you know what, but yeah. So this here is a disaster. Actually, this is the wrong picture. Let me put it to the right people. See, look at his face. That's when he was telling her off about her son. Oh, right. This here, we had to put up the right person now. This here is a disaster waiting to happen. I don't know whether you saw the one when he was talking to the model and she was there. At first, she was a bit apprehensive. She was a bit apprehensive because the model or the singer was so pretty. Kimberly was apprehensive at first, but when she saw the woman wasn't a threat, she was friends with her. But to be honest, if that man really checked for you that much, he really checked for you that much, right? Right? He'll be there holding your hand. He'll put his arm over your shoulder, put you at ease while he does business with the lady, while he conducts, whatever with the lady, because she was supposed to be appearing on the video, this lady. So she was very apprehensive in case it was a real pretty lady, real pretty woman, and all that stuff. So she has low self esteem as well. Um, you know, I just feel that she needs to go with a man her age. I feel that. Sometimes you need to go with the old grey hair men sometime. You can play with the young ones for only a short period of time because they will use you for what they can get out of you. And once that's done, you are left with nothing. So it's better to just do you sometime, you know. It's not always about looking for something that is not there. Because this young man, he has an agenda and he's not about that life. So I'm going to finish and till the next live, I'll say what I have to say because this is just crazy and it's ridiculous. Um, there's supposed to be an open panel soon, so I will put the link out when I'm doing open panel, and we'll probably talk about the subjects that are covered already. I like to hear the American voices because there's quite a lot of Americans on here. Oh yeah, and Christine, wherever you are, Christine and Miss Wise, real talk. Please come to the open panel when it's open because all these subjects need to be covered. It's good to make a balance. We need both male and females. Okay, so we can get a balance. Okay, so with that said, I am going to come off. Let's give the shout outs to peoples that is here. Let me get one more. Clear saying hi. Clear, hi. Jaded Emperor, thank you for passing through. And Clear, thank you for passing through. Alexis. So we're going to leave this gigolo and we're just going to sit back and watch him because that's all we can do for this woman. She's not going to listen to our opinions, obviously, because she already has made up her mind. So with that said, I'm going to come off. Have a good afternoon. I might come back on. I don't know. I'll see how I feel anyway. I'll check my temperature and then if I feel okay, I can do another one. I'll just do it. Okay. But I probably, if I do one, I'll just do open panel because then I can walk around and, panel can go on for ages. So, yeah. So with that said, I'll see you later. Let me put on let's do a nice ending.